Good morning. Good morning. Well, hi everybody. It's good to see you this morning. It's my turn to bring a devotion this morning, which is a amazing privilege. It's been a very long time. It's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and we've not been together since March, which is just crazy. But I hope that everybody's really well and that you all, when we come back together, you're all sparkling with the glory of the Lord because you've had so much time on your hands to be able to spend it with Him. Or maybe you've not had time on your hands. Maybe you've been super busy working and looking after all the kiddies and homeschooling and all the other things. I don't know. But so I am going to bring a little devotion this morning. Luke and Leah are having a well-deserved break, and so the B team are coming in, and we're just going to bring some thoughts and things to you. So my devotion this morning is, this is not live, by the way. It's actually not even morning here tonight. It's nighttime, and I've actually put my leather jacket on, and I've got my running leggings on because I've been for a bike ride today. I did 10 miles. Oh yes, people, I'm in with the bikes now. So it's not live, so I'm sorry I can't say hello to everybody, but hello to everyone who's saying hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So good to see you. Anyway, this morning I am bringing to you a devotion on Proverbs 8. We're working through Proverbs 8. And so I was praying that God would give me some amazing revelation what to bring to you about this passage. But I actually felt like that I should just read it to you because as I was reading it, I felt like it might be something prophetic for someone, and that it might be something that you perhaps just need to hear, and could be like a little bit of just real encouragement of God just speaking into your life this morning. So I've said this morning a lot already, which seems to be like the thing, doesn't it? Everybody's saying this morning, and this morning. Well, this evening on my preview. So I'm going to read to you from Proverbs 8. It's a really long passage, but I'm going to bring a couple of things out of it. So stick with me. Hopefully I'll be interesting to listen to. So I'm reading from the Passion Version. So wisdom's calling. Can't you hear the voice of wisdom from the top of the mountains of influence? She speaks into the gateways of the glorious city, at the place where pathways merge, at the entrance of every portal. There she stands, ready to impart understanding, shouting aloud to all who enter, preaching her sermon to those who will listen. I am calling you, sons of Adam, yes, and to you, daughters, as well. Listen to me, and you will be prudent and wise, for even the foolish and feeble can receive an understanding heart that will change their inner being. That's interesting, isn't it? That even people who are foolish and feeble, those that don't know God or get themselves into sticky spots, they can understand and have an understanding and receive wisdom, and that will then change their inner being, even if they don't have righteousness, they don't have a kingdom realm understanding. That's how powerful wisdom can be and how important it is. The meaning of my words will release within you revelation for you to reign in life. My lyrics will empower you to live by what is right, for everything I say is unquestionably true, and I refuse to endure the lies of lawlessness. My words will never leave you astray, and all the declarations of my mouth can be trusted. They contain no twisted logic or perversion of the truth. All my words are clear and straightforward to everyone. Those who possess spiritual understanding. If you have an open mind, you will receive revelation knowledge. My wise correction is more valuable than silver or gold. So to take correction from God is almost like receiving a gold bar. To be able to match it up to something like that is incredible. To have correction from the Lord and to accept it and to do something with it, it's like receiving a gift of gold or silver. It'll change your life. The finest gold is nothing compared to the revelation knowledge I can impart. So it wouldn't even be like a gold bar, it'd be like even more than a gold bar. Wisdom is so priceless that it exceeds the value of any jewel. Nothing you could wish for can equal her. For I am wisdom, and I am shrewd and intelligent. I have a disposable, living understanding. To devise a plan for your life, wisdom pours into you when you begin to hate every form of evil in your life. I found that when I first got saved, that when I started to make good decisions and started to throw off the things that were bad in my life, and the drugs, the alcohol, the stealing, the bad language, and all that kind of stuff, and the bad decisions I made, all of a sudden I started to hate those things. I started to really despise them, and it's so true what this can do to you. For that, now this is amazing, listen to this. For that's what worship and fearing God is all about. And maybe some of you, I know for myself, when people say you need to fear God, I've wondered what that kind of looks like. How does fearing, what does that look like? How do you fear God? And yeah, we fear God because he's the Almighty, the Alpha and the Omega, and he can click his fingers and, so much can be done. But this is what this is saying, for that's what worship and fearing God is all about. That when you begin to hate evil, every form of it in your life, wisdom will pour into you. And then you will discover, turn page, that your pompous pride and your perverse speech are the very ways of wickedness that I hate. I've been on a journey over the past few years of just trying to push down my selfish pride, of, wanting to be something of this, massive worth. And there's so much out there in the Christian world that suggests that you have to be this Christian famous person. But God has really humbled me over the years. And I've really found that, the very wisdom of God and understanding God is far more worth so much more than ever wanting to be on stage or ever wanting to be someone amazing. Actually, all I want in life is for the kingdom realm to come through me somehow, for me to be able to share that with people and be a light, be God's light in this world. Your pompous pride and your perverse speech are the very ways of wickedness that I hate, because God hates that stuff. And then this is what I really want to just speak over you right now. I really feel like this is for somebody this morning. This is what God wants to say to you. And it reminded me of Psalm 91, actually. So, where it says things like, I knit you together in my mother's womb. So this is for someone, perhaps you're feeling a little bit like you've got no worth, no self-worth this morning, or you're a little bit like feeling like you're not going anywhere, or bit down, or just rejections in your life, or whatever it is. I feel like this is something prophetic for you this morning. So I'm on verse 14. It says, you will find true success when you find me, for I have insight into wise plans that are designed just for you. I hold in my hand living understanding, courage and strength. I empower kings to reign and rulers to make laws that are just. I empower princes to rise and take dominion, and generous ones to govern the earth. I will show my love to those who passionately love me, for they will search and search continually until they find me. That's like when you're constant in prayer, isn't it? When you're like, God, I want to find you. I want to hear you. Speak to me, Lord. When you're really crying out. Unending wealth and glory come to those who discover where I dwell. Maybe you just need to dig into God today. The riches of righteousness and a long, satisfying life will be given to them. What I impart has greater worth than gold and treasure, and the incense I bring benefits more than a windfall of income. I lead you into the ways of righteousness to discover the paths of true justice. Those who love me gain great wealth and a glorious inheritance. Wow. And I will fill their lives with treasures. He will fill your life with treasures. He will. In the beginning I was there, for God possessed me, even before he created the universe. From eternity past I was set in place before the world began. I was anointed from the beginning, before the ocean depths were poured out, and before there were any glorious fountains overflowing with water. I was there dancing. Even before one mountain had been sculpted, or one hill raised up, I was already there, dancing. When he created the earth, the fields, even the first atom of dust, I was already there. When he hung the tapestry of the heavens and stretched out the horizon of the earth, when the clouds and skies were set in place and the subterranean fountains began to flow strong, I was already there. When he set in place the pillars of the earth and spoke the decrees of the seas, commanding the waves so that they wouldn't overstep their boundaries, I was there, close to the Creator's side as his master's artist. Daily he was filled with delight in me as I playfully rejoiced before him. I laughed and played, so happy with what he had made, while finding my delight in the children of men. So listen, my sons and daughters, to everything I tell you, for nothing will bring you more joy than following my ways. Listen to my counsel, for my instruction will enlighten you. You'll be wise not to ignore it. For if you wait at wisdom's doorway, longing to hear a word for every day, joy will break forth within you as you listen for what I'll say. For the fountain of life pours into you every time that you find me. And this is the secret of growing in the delight and the favor of the Lord. Wow, if that's the secret, then if that is the secret to growing in delight and favor of the Lord, I want it. I don't know about you. I'll read that again. For the fountain of life pours into you every time you find me. So every time you pray, every time you search for him. This is the secret of growing in delight, and it's the favor of the Lord. But those who stumble and miss me will be sorry they did, for ignoring what I have to say will bring harm to your own soul. Those who hate me are simply flirting with death. And I hope that that's encouraged you today, for whoever that may be for, that he was already there, right at the beginning of your birth, right at the beginning of your journey, even before you were made. He was there, already there. Jesus has always been at the center of everything that you've been involved in, everything you've done, every decision you've ever made. And he wants to impart wisdom onto you. But I just hope that, we can all just dig into him and catch those gold bars this morning, catch hold of, the favor of God that it says in this passage. It says that when you find him, when you search for him, you'll find his favor. And it's like a wisdomous thing, it's like not a wisdomous thing. It's like a gold treasure. It's a gift. And I know for me, when I've spent time with Jesus and I've prayed and I've interceded, I felt full inside. I don't need to receive an Amazon delivery at the door. I don't need to receive a pedicure or a manicure to make me feel full, or even a wage. Making me feel full is that moment when I've spent time with Jesus that I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. And just like this passage says, it's priceless. It's worth more than gold and silver. So I want to encourage you this morning, go and spend some time with Jesus. Stick on that worship CD and just sing your heart out, because there's nothing better that you can do than just praise him and give him the glory that he's due. He's the Alpha and the Omega, and he loves you this morning. Hope that's encouraged you. God bless. Have an amazing day. Maybe don't do a 10-mile bike ride like I did today, because I'm aching. Lots of love. See you soon.